Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Ignore the hair, I am in between deciding what I'm even gonna do with it, so I'm just gonna kind of deal with this weird, gross, grungy green color for now. Anyways, if you are new here, my name is Vanessa, and today I'm going to show you how to add slits to the Buffy skirt pattern. I'll show you how to add the single slit version or double slits. Anyways, let's get into it. First thing you'll need to do is choose a slit style you want. Do you want one slit in the front or do you want two slits in the front? If you only want one slit in the front, you're going to need two front pattern pieces. If you want two slits in the front, you're only going to need one front pattern piece. Either style you choose, we will only be altering one of these front pattern pieces. Starting at the bottom of the pattern piece, find the middle point and make a mark. This will place the dart slightly off to the left. If you want the dart to be center front of your leg, move this mark a couple centimeters or an inch toward the center of the pattern. And if you want the dart to be even more to the side, move the mark the other way. Either way is up to your personal preference. Then just draw a straight line from the tip of the dart to your mark. And now all you're going to do is cut along that line and then cut out the dart. You should have two pieces that look like this. Now let's move on to cutting out the fabric. If you're doing a single slit, you're going to need these pieces. Your front piece and the one you just altered. Flip over your front piece and line up the two flat sides that say cut on fold. If you're worried about these pieces shifting, feel free to tape them together. But I'm just going to be lazy and put a weight on it. Now, to keep this skirt fitting properly, we will be adding a seam allowance on the pieces that you altered. Just a reminder that the seam allowance is 1.5 centimeters or roughly 5/8 of an inch. Then connect that seam allowance to the rest of the skirt. Then cut out the pattern piece like normal, making sure not to cut off that new seam allowance. Repeat the same process for that little piece, making sure you add the seam allowance to the side that you cut. Now, if you were to do the two slit version, fold your fabric in half, put this piece on the fold, and then cut two of these pieces, making sure they are mirrored. And of course, don't forget your seam allowance. Serge or stay stitch all the raw edges, and start pinning the side seams together. I'm making a single slit version, but the concept is the same for the double slit version. Here's the larger panel pinned to one of the back panels, and the smaller panel pinned to the other back panel. The double slit will have two of these, plus an additional front panel that's not pinned. Now sew along the side seams. Then we will start pinning the panels where the slits will go. Once that's mostly pinned, we will decide how high we want the slit. I like to make mine about 18 centimeters or roughly 7 inches, but you can go as high as you want, as long as you're not going past where the bottom of the dart would be. Place a marker where your slit will start, and then a couple pins after for stability. Starting from the top, we will sew all the way down to that marker and backstitch a couple times. Do not sew past that marker. You should end up with a seam like this. Press open all of your inside seams. Lay the slit portion face down on an ironing board. We are going to fold the edges over twice. Fold over once and iron. Fold over again, iron again, and then start pinning. Repeat on the other side. I folded my seams by the seam allowance, so that the slit will look hidden when I'm standing upright. But if you want your slit to be more exposed, feel free to fold the seams even wider. Starting from the hem, Straight stitch all the way up one side of the slit. Sew a little bit past the top, keep your needle down, lift your presser foot, and shift your fabric around so you can sew over the top of the slit. Straight stitch across, and once you get to the other side, lift your presser foot again and sew the slit all the way down to the bottom of the hem. To help prevent the slit from tearing, add another small seam at the very top of the slit. Your slit should look something like this, or more open if you decided to go with that style. Here you can see the reinforcement seam at the top. Looks like this on the inside. And now all you have to do is add the waistband, zipper, and hem it, just like you would in the original Buffy video. And there you go, now you're ready to take your new Buffy skirt out into the wild. This style is perfect for spring and summer, or layered over tights in the fall and winter. You can even make it out of mesh or sheer fabric for your next festival. Well, I hope that was pretty straightforward. Obviously, if you have any questions or concerns, you can ask me in the comment section. I would also love to see your creations, so don't forget to tag me on Instagram or TikTok. And of course, don't forget that I love you, stay true to yourself, and always fight that good fight.